to
Wasn't that hard, though? I mean, you seem like a pretty sociable guy, and to all of a sudden say, oh, I can't go to this party, I can't see these people, must have been a little difficult.
Well, in the beginning it was difficult, but you know, it was a matter of duty that I have to do that. When I entered the court, I knew that I had to do that. I simply had to do it. Even my friends couldn't just call me, and they got angry at me. But those are the things that I had to suffer. But eventually, my friends, even my relatives, understood that my work required that I not only appear to be fair, but actually be fair, and the people appreciate that I am fair. You know, if I talk with a person who has a case in the court, even if I didn't know that he has a court, and the other party learns that, they might suspect that my impartiality is affected. So I had to get off and live the life of a recluse for more than 11 years.
And during those 11 years, I know that that as Chief Justice, many of the people who sit there will always, I guess for the sake of history, try to leave their mark on the court.
Yes.
As Chief, what do you think, what did you want to leave as your mark?
Well, first I wanted to have a court that is worthy of its name. You know, a Supreme Court must have 4 ins. For that matter, any court. It must have independence. It must judge cases independently of any other entity or person, independently of my family, independently of media, independently of the parties. That a case is decided only on its plain merits, that's all. Second, integrity. You have to live a life of not only honesty, but integrity. Industry, you've got to be industrious. You know, there are 6,000 pending cases in the Supreme Court at any one time. And each of the justices must really work hard, day and night. I would work during the day in the Supreme Court and bring home work still. And finally, intelligence. So those are the 4 ins that I wanted to establish. Also, I wanted to project my philosophy that the judiciary must not only safeguard liberty, which is a traditional work of lawyers and the judiciary, but also nurture the prosperity of our people. Something new that I thought I would start. Liberty and prosperity. Right. That's the title, in fact, of my last book.
Yes.
Liberty and Prosperity. I gave you a copy.
Not the book that you're well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But how did you manifest that? I mean, certainly liberty, cases will come around where you can adhere to, or you can manifest that. But I would think that to manifest a desire to create prosperity would not be easy all the time in a position like the Supreme Court. Would you be able to cite an instance where you felt that the decision was based on that particular principle? Yes.
Well, liberty, in order to safeguard it, we have a rule. In case of doubt, the doubt must be resolved in favor of the people and against the government. You know, the main question in constitutional law is the struggle between the government on the one hand to be able to use its police power, and on the other hand, the people, the individuals who stand up for their rights. It's a constant clash. And the court is called upon to determine which is the more paramount right, no? The police power of the state or the right to liberty of our people, the most fundamental of which is the right to life, liberty, and property, which cannot be taken out or taken away without due process of law. So, actions of government that tend to infringe on the liberty of the people as listed in the Bill of Rights are subjected to what we call strict scrutiny. Strict scrutiny against the government. On the other hand, cases involving prosperity, government policies in economics, it's the reverse. In case of doubt, we rule in favor of the government. Because eventually, the government is responsible for alleviating poverty, of our people and promoting the economy. The example of that is the mining law.
Yeah, which was actually pretty controversial.
Yes, the mining law allowed what we call the FTAA,
Yeah.
the Financial and Technical Agreement, no? That
Assistance agreement.
assistance
yeah.
agreement that
Basically allows foreign companies to
foreign companies, large
Yeah.
foreign companies, to enter into agreements with the government in the exploration, development, and utilization of our natural resources. At first, the court, by vote of 8-5, said that the law, insofar as it granted authority to enter into FTAAs, was unconstitutional. On motion for reconsideration, by the way, I was the minority, I was the dissenter there. I was the leader of the 5 who dissented. I was not yet Chief Justice at that time.
Yeah.
And Chief Justice Davide was still
Yeah.
presiding over the court. There was a motion for reconsideration, and we had a hearing. I pleaded with my colleagues, let's have a hearing on this. This is so important for our country. So we had a hearing, and we had some more deliberations. The first decision was rendered in January of 2004, and the decision on the motion for reconsideration rendered December of the same year, so it took a long time. And the reversal was 10-4. So I wrote the decision of the court reversing the earlier decision, supported by 9 others, 10 in all.
And your thinking at the time was that if this is going to open up the country to investments and create jobs
Yes.
and perhaps enhance prosperity, then that was the decision that
Yes.
you made.
I knew that the issues were not only legal, they were financial, social, environmental, because the mining companies in the Philippines had a bad history.
Yeah, I think we all acknowledge that.
Yes, and so I had to write a long decision to touch not only on strictly legal or constitutional matters, but even on sharing, financial sharings, even the taxes that are due to the communities, the province, the town, as well as the environmental issues, to make sure that there is a balanced way of approaching this problem. My common example is fire. You know, fire is both good and bad.
Yeah.
If it's made to cook food, hit homes, then it's good. But if it conflagrates and burn houses, it's no good. There should be safeguards. Same manner with mining. There should be adequate safeguards.